it starts with a written word, that it comes from a screenplay. So because that is written by, is usually the vision of one person, even if there have been other scriptwriters that have tinkered with it or rewritten it, it's essentially one person's idea. And then that combined with the director, I think does make it personal. What I love about it is that you can have a completely communal experience of it. The King's Speech, for instance, I'd watched it on a DVD, and that's one experience when you're just watching it on your own. And then I went into a cinema and saw it, and people stood up and applauded at the end. So, and that changed it completely. I know it's the same thing with seeing a comedy, that if you see it on your own, you may think it's funny, but when you go and say Christopher Guest movie or Mel Brooks or whatever, and you're with a whole, 1,000 people, it's an unbeatable experience. And you can watch it again and again and again. That's what I love about it as well. Whereas the theatre, you see it once and then it's gone. The golden age for me, and it's not just because I was a teenager, because it's, I think, pretty much recognised as the golden age, is exactly between 1969 and 1977. Because it marked the period that was exactly at the last gasp of the studio system and before the blockbuster break or bust mentality of everything having to take $1 zillion in one weekend really kicked in from 1977. It started with Jaws in 1975, but from 77 onwards it's very clear that that golden age, if you like, had come to an end. And during that time, I think the directors who achieved their greatest work were Roman Polanski with Chinatown, Francis Ford Coppola with The Godfather 1 and 2 and The Conversation, Scorsese with Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, Robert Altman with MASH and Nashville, and a slew of other films in between. Ken Russell's Women in Love and The Devils. So I think that period is for me, and Woody Allen as well, and Nicholas Roeg in Don't Look Now. So for me, those, and Sidney Lumet with Dog Day Afternoon and Serpico. So I think that, it's an enormous list of great movies that were made by very independent-minded filmmakers between 69 and 77. What I like to do more of is to write and direct, because then, to go back to what I said earlier, it is the most personal statement that you can make if you write and direct your own work. And you also have the most control over it. Because as an actor, you are really essentially for hire. And how somebody casts you, directs you, edits you, and markets you is really out of your control. Somebody else does that. Whereas if you write and direct something, then you're the boss. So I like that.